Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing all of the things that I so wish I knew when my hair is falling out. So if you want to find out how I've stopped my hair from falling out completely, then this video is for you. Keep watching. If you are someone with a hormone imbalance, or just in general, like there's so many different things that can cause your hair to fall out: stress, poor diet, or of course the big one, which is a hormonal imbalance, then yeah, you will be more than familiar with the joy that is your hair falling out. So before I get into the tips, I'm just going to quickly run through kind of my hair journey in general. So as you can see, it's quite long. And it's quite healthy as well. However, a few months ago it started falling out like absolute crazy. So I was diagnosed with PCOS when I was about 18, 19, and at the time my hair was just falling out in massive clumps. It was horrendous. It was so thin. Like, just to put it into perspective, like I used to work in a restaurant and I always had to have a big like flower or something on my hair, like a big flower clip, just to kind of distract from the thinness, because if it was in a ponytail it literally was so thin and I was so embarrassed about it. So that's kind of how bad it was, and it would break constantly as well. Even though I didn't diet or anything like that, it would just break all the time. So it literally, it wouldn't grow past maybe about there was probably the longest it ever got. And yeah, just crazy thin. So fast forward to the last like 3 or 4 years, I basically have been on a health journey of my own. You know, I've been taking all the right supplements and stuff that have absolutely changed my health, changed my hair, changed my skin, all of that jazz. My hair grew for the first time since I was probably a kid. I don't think I even had it this long when I was a kid, to be fair, but yeah, like I had growth like that within just a few months, and it was just absolutely insane to say that my hair was in such a mess before. So that was amazing, and my hair was like that the whole time. You know, just really long, really healthy, thicker as well. Fast forward again to about 6 months ago when I came off birth control pill. So as we all know, this can cause absolute havoc, and it did for me. Like, my God, I had just got married and then straight away my hair just started falling out in absolute clumps. I think I've probably lost maybe like half of my hair. I would say that is not an exaggeration. Like, if you see it all together, it is super thin, and if it's in like plaits and stuff as well, it is like the tiniest tiny little plaits you've ever seen. However, the reason I'm sharing these tips with you now is because they have completely stopped my hair from falling out. Like, I may get the odd 1 or 2 hairs, but like, if you can relate to having your hair falling out, 1 or 2 hairs is a dream. Like, it's an actual dream. So I'm gonna try and show you like all of my baby hairs. Like, I've basically got like a full fringe, and this covers like my full head. So I can't, when it's like really freshly washed, it is insane. So basically I've just got all of this short hair all over my head. Like, when it's windy, I literally look like a fluffy little duck. It's awful, but it means that it's growing, so it is all hair regrowth. So it's just a case of waiting now. Like, that's the thing, if your hair is falling out, you're not going to have an overnight miracle of, there you go, you've got lovely thick hair again, because obviously the hair needs to grow. So I'm more than happy to just be patient, because I know now that my hair has stopped falling out. So hence why I want to share these tips with you, because if I had known these, can you stop chewing my chair please, missus? If I had known these tips, like, I really do believe that I could have stopped my hair from falling out, which is kind of annoying because it's gone now, and I'm like, it's gonna take a while to grow back. Hence why I want to share these with you. I've just researched the hell out of all of these ways that can stop my hair from falling out, and basically anything that's actually worked I've kept doing, and I have obviously noticed massive results because my hair has stopped falling out. So without further ado, I will get into those 10 tips for you guys now. So number 1 is kind of like an obvious one, I suppose. It's nutrition. So obviously, the less you look after your health in terms of nutrition, the worse things like your hair, your skin, and all of that's going to be. But things like deficiencies, I think we often don't actually know about unless we get our bloods done, or unless we get checked out. There's no way we could know if we've got a deficiency really, other than guessing, being like, right, I've got this and this, therefore I may be deficient in that. But you're never going to know for sure unless you actually get your bloods done. So with me going to the doctor for my PCOS, they done my bloods. One, they were able to find out where my hormones were at, so I was able to work with that. and 2, I was able to find out what I was deficient in. So I'm like super healthy. I take my diet really, really seriously. But I actually ended up being deficient in vitamin D. So bear in mind, I do live in the UK. It's not like the best weather ever, especially when it's not summertime. And at the time, I wasn't in the best place. I probably wasn't going outside as much as I should have been. But I wouldn't have known that I was deficient in vitamin D if I had not got my bloods done. So if you are suspecting that you've got some kind of imbalance or hormone imbalance or maybe even PCOS, if you haven't already, then do go to the doctors, get yourself some bloods done. At least then you can know what you're working with, and if need be, you can supplement it. So number 2 is diet. Of course, it kind of links in with the nutrition side of things, but it's just making sure that you are making your best effort to be looking after your body from the inside out, because, you know, and I know that's easier said than done when you're someone with PCOS, because I know you can literally live perfectly. Like, I am the example of that. Like, I take my health so seriously, yet when my PCOS is bad, I'm like falling apart. So I understand that completely. I don't want to teach you how to suck eggs. It is just a case of, if your diet is kind of lacking, then, you know, eat better and you will notice it as well. So yeah, diet is a big one. Supplements are a big one. Things like biotin. Biotin supplements amazing. I take capsules, fruit and veg capsules, omegas every day. Omegas are amazing. So omega-3 actually promotes hair growth, and omega-6 helps stop hair loss. So if you're not having any of these things and you don't have a diet that's high in like fatty fish and stuff like that, then I would definitely recommend you know, getting omegas, getting a good source of omegas. I find plant-based is the best. It's just kind of better for you. It's cleaner, of course, when it's from plants. So yeah, just supplements and just making sure you're eating the right food as well. Like, good fats are really good for your skin and your hair. Obviously staying hydrated, eating loads of fruits and vegetables, eating varied, eating balanced, and you should be okay. So tip number 3 is stopping using heat. Blow drying is not very good with the heat. Obviously, if you use heat protector and stuff like that, it does help, but just avoiding heat altogether, especially straightening, curling, all of that sort of stuff can basically just weakens your hair, and it can cause breakage, which your hair is falling out from here, but then if it's also breaking, it's coming off from here as well. So it's just not good at all. Like, even if you haven't got a hormone imbalance or something that's causing your hair to fall out, then, you know, making better habits for how you take care of your hair and using less heat and stuff like that, and the things that I'm going to explain in the next steps, will really help to kind of stop your hair from breaking and keeping it nice and healthy. Tip number 4, which is do not brush wet hair. So when our hair is wet, it is the weakest. Like, it is absolutely the weakest. I've kind of always known this one, but if you don't know it, then take this on board like now. I would say if you do really need to brush your hair, maybe brush it before you wash it. And yeah, just don't brush it at all when it's wet. Like, going through it with your fingers is okay, like detangling it and whatever, but brushing it when it's wet can really weaken it and really cause a lot of breakage and damage. So don't do it. Tip number 4, so this helps massively. Like, if you are someone that uses a hairbrush and you're used to looking down and just seeing a whole load of hair on your hairbrush, then this should hopefully help it. So using a comb instead of a hairbrush just helps massively. Always make sure it's a wide tooth comb, because it just pulls way less hairs out, just much more gentle on your hair, much just better. I have also started using a wooden comb instead of a plastic comb. 1, we want to use less plastic, and 2, it doesn't create like a static or anything like that. So when my hair was really bad and it was just falling out like crazy, it was so static, and I mean, oh my god, it was hideous. Like, I would literally go like that, or from the bottom up, which I'll explain in a second, and I just go like as if I've just been struck by lightning or something. So if you're someone with static hair, then absolutely get yourself a wooden comb. I got mine pretty cheap off Amazon. It was only like £3 or something like that. You can also get wooden hairbrushes, which of course are better than like a plasticky bristled one, but try just using a comb and see how much difference it makes in terms of how much less hairs it takes out. Sorry, she's just insane. She's just on my bed fighting with her tail, as you do. Lola. And also brushing from, or combing from the bottom up, never go like that. Don't do it. Don't do it, guys. Just do not do it, because you can imagine, can't you, like, it's literally pulling your hair from the top. So if you've got like knots all the way through it and you're going like that, literally the root is just getting tugged throughout all of those like tangles and stuff. So always start from the bottom up like that, and you will literally feel it doesn't even struggle. Like, if you're someone that literally has to really force yourself to get through knots and stuff like that, try doing this just really gently with a comb all the way up, and it will just be so much easier. So tip number 5 is something that I definitely learned the hard way, like if only I had known. So not using a hair towel on your wet hair. So, you know, you can get these hair towels, like hair turban things. I mean, you can probably get ones that are like a bit friendlier for your hair. But I was literally using one from Primark for about £1, which is the no-no. So like I would literally take it off my hair after letting it dry, thinking that by putting it up instead of, you know, towel drying it is going to be better for it. But every time I took the towel out, it would literally be full of hair. So I mean, that should have just clicked there and then. Like, it's obviously not good for you, like, to stop using it. But I proceeded anyway until I actually researched that it's actually not very good for your hair. So obviously, I don't know, it just kind of pulls it, I guess, again when it's wet, when it's at its weakest. So what I do now is I literally just have like a towel around my shoulders, so I like really gently dab instead of like, don't go like that either, because again, if you've got weak hair, breakages, pullages, you just don't want to do that. So really gently dab like that, just so you're not actually putting any stress on the hair whatsoever. And yeah, and then just let it kind of air dry with a towel, watch a bit of telly, all good, or read a book, even better. So tip number 6, again, this is something that I only found out too late when my hair was already just falling out in clumps. So you're probably more than familiar with a drain plug full of hair from the shower when you wash it. Like, it got to a point where I was like, how is there any hair left on my head? Like, it's actually awful, like so much is falling out. So the way we wash our hair actually makes a massive difference as well. So if you're someone that literally puts shampoo on your hand and then just goes to lather it all up, then try putting it in your hands, going like that in your hands and lathering it first, and then actually running it through in linear strokes, so you're not circling, or you're not kind of, you know, just being really rough. And I know it feels like you're giving yourself a head massage, and it's like, surely that's good for the circulation and stuff like that, which it probably is good for the circulation. However, actually doing that can cause, it's so abrasive that it can actually cause the hairs to fall out. So linear strokes, nice and gentle, yeah, and you'll notice way less hair is going to fall out while you're washing your hair. So tip number 8 is avoiding harsh chemicals in your hair products and going as natural as possible. You know, really looking for those ingredients that you know help hair, and staying away from the ones that are harmful, especially if you're someone with PCOS or any kind of hormone imbalance. Harsh chemicals can literally cause havoc with their hormones, even worse. So it's always best to avoid them. Like, most of my cosmetic beauty products in general are natural, as much as I can. Obviously some things are kind of unavoidable, but I also have started like making my own as well, and it's literally working so well. So definitely try and go as natural as possible, as organic as possible, you know, things that are derived straight from plants, or like natural oils, natural butters, things like that will help massively. And avoiding, you know, just really harsh chemical shampoos and conditioners. Tip number 9, which is hair mask regularly. So I absolutely love a hair mask. Like, any excuse for a pamper, I love it. Like, hair mask, face mask, nice hot bath. Like, is there anything better? I don't think so. So literally, I will probably do a hair mask at least once a week, sometimes twice if I'm feeling fancy. But yeah, cannot go wrong with a hair mask. Obviously, if your hair is weak and it's kind of falling out, then looking after it and actually nourishing it with a hair mask is of course going to help and keep it really healthy and keep it silky. So even if you are just so down about your hair falling out, at least it can be shiny, at least it can look a bit healthy, and it kind of gives you hope that it's gonna get better. So just looking after your hair from the outside and just nourishing it like that. So things that I love are like castor oil, coconut oil. They're really brilliant, and they're actually really good for promoting hair growth as well. So not only do they make you really silky smooth hair, they also are really good for helping your hair to grow. So definitely hair mask as often as you can, and again, keeping it as natural as possible. I find it just works. Like, there's so many amazing ingredients that nature has literally given us that just work incredibly well. So there's just no need to kind of pile on all the harsh chemicals. It's bad for your health, bad for the environment, and yeah, it's just so much better to keep it natural, and your hair will thank you for it so much. And tip number 10, which is the last tip of today, which is sleeping with your hair in a plait or with a silk pillow or both. Basically stops the friction when you're laid in bed, like especially if you're someone that tosses and turns quite a lot in your sleep. Then getting a silk pillow will basically just stop the kind of, stop the friction and help your hair like fall out less. Like I used to wake up with like hair on the bed and it's just not nice at all. So yeah, if you do find that you shed a lot of hair, did she just fart? I think she did. Lola, is that your toy or your bum? I don't even know. Anyway, sorry about that, guys. So unladylike. But yeah, so a silk pillow can basically just stop the kind of friction that if you're kind of tossing and turning around at night, and basically help your hair stay in place while you sleep. Also plaiting is a really good one for that. So when your hair is loose, of course, it can kind of get all knotted, it can get all kind of tangled, and again cause it to kind of fall out a bit. So plaiting it will just keep it nice and compact and nice and neat, and then you'll take your plaits out in the morning and it will just be nice soft hair, and also you get some lovely curls as well. So I done this a lot when my hair was falling out, and I do feel like it really helped, because I was literally fearful. And then I got a puppy, and yeah, one, I wasn't sleeping properly, which is just, you know, stressful, and two, I would wake up with her on my head every morning, and I was just like, it just gave me the horrors, because I was like, oh my god, like she's literally gonna pull the last of my hair out. And I still wake up with her even though she's like 3 times the size now and growing. Yeah, I still wake up with her on my head, which is absolutely fine, but not if my hair is getting pulled out. So yes, plaits, especially if you've got a dog that likes to sit on your hair or pull your hair or eat your hair. She used to do that as well, that was nice. So yeah, putting your hair in plaits is really handy, and a silk pillow. Either or both will be even better for you. So I hope you enjoyed those 10 tips. If you are someone that is struggling with hair loss, absolutely try them now. Try them all. Like, I just wish I had all of this knowledge and all of these tips to basically have kept my hair in my head. So now I'm just having to grow it out and just wait and just be patient and just keep up all of these things that I'm still doing that work so well. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. It means the world to me, and it really helps me to make more videos like this. And also, if you haven't already, hit subscribe and click the little bell icon so you don't miss the next video. So I hope you all have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video.